Hi everybody, Double Team is back and we will be talking about music this time. So a little bit different, but also some of our passions that we really love and are interested in. But we will focus on Asian music, so more like J-Rock and anime openings and K-pop and all that kind of stuff that we like. So I don't know what we are going to discuss first because we do have different tastes in some kind of music, so which is interesting. So it would be cool to discuss that. But
I think we should just start from the beginning and
how we
tell
got
people
into
how
it.
how we just progressively started listening to this type of music. Because
Yeah.
I don't think anyone just sits down one day and goes like, "This is a thing that I'm gonna do for hours
Yeah,
until I get
unless
into it." It's just
unless you get like lost on YouTube, then that might
yeah,
happen. Which is basically how I got into K-pop, just getting lost in YouTube and be like, "Oh, what is this?" and then kind of checking that out. So, but I mean, for anime openings and Japanese music versus like K-pop, for me that's a whole different story, obviously, because it's like it is kind of like two different worlds and which is interesting. But I guess we could start about like Japanese music because we can all blame anime for that.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure. So
So how was your step from watching anime to actually listening to the music?
I remember checking out my first few animes, like Fullmetal Alchemist, who had great openings, and then Death Note that had good openings, and then Bleach, who had a lot of great openings. So
Yeah.
because of that, basically, I looked it up on YouTube, and I was like, "Huh, who is this? Like, who sings this? Maybe they have some other great songs." So for some of the artists, I do only like one song from an opening or something like that, but then you have other artists like from the origami, like Hello Sleepwalkers and all that
Yeah.
stuff. Like those really good bands, yeah, that I'm like, oh man, this is really my thing, so I need to listen to more of that. So I just basically look everything up on YouTube, and if I like it, I will buy the album. So that's basically how I got into like anime openings, and then from anime openings going to the actual artists and checking out more related songs or albums. So I don't know how it went for you, but
Mine's a little bit different. I didn't do that bridging as soon as you did.
mm,
I started when I restarted watching anime, like when I knew what anime was. I because we made our first video was about how we got into anime, so I'm not going to tell the whole story.
yeah,
But I had this website that was my go-to resource because that's where I had found all of these things that I didn't know how it worked yet.
hmm
And it had the episodes, and then it also usually had the soundtracks, and I always really liked soundtrack music as
mm,
well. So I started by checking those out, and usually the soundtracks, or at least the anime that I was checking out at the time, had at the beginning and the end of the soundtrack, it would have the opening and the ending as well.
oh
So I
yeah,
kind of like realized that some of the openings and the endings were really cool, even though it wasn't something that before, while watching the anime, I thought that much about,
hmm
because my first few anime were a lot of magical girl shows and stuff like that. So it didn't really call out to me to just go listen to this music or this artist, because it's just the happy-go-lucky type of music, which is not something that I usually hear a lot,
yeah,
like outside of anime. So it wasn't really my thing, but some of them were really catchy. So I did that, and I kind of started learning the lyrics because it was a lot of fun, and I was also learning Japanese or trying to. So it all like came together in a way that I started listening to a little bit more, but I was always kind of passive about that. I didn't, for instance, with openings, I usually try to find and get the openings that I really like,
hmm
but it's not very often that I go after the rest of the songs of that band or singer.
yeah,
So unless people are like, look at this song from this person that's really cool,
hmm
or I listen to a cover and I get curious,
yeah,
I haven't spent a lot of time going after the artists as much as I did
okay,
before. So it's a little bit different in that sense. But I ended up with a huge like list, a lot of gigabytes of anime related music. So for me, it's mostly the connection to anime and not as much like J-pop or J-rock by itself.
Yeah. For me, when it comes to J-pop, not really, because I prefer K-pop when it comes to that kind of genre, because I think they do it better somehow. But when it comes to J-rock, I do like to like look up like the best ones from that month or that year, like new bands like One OK Rock and you know all of those bands that are pretty like popular right now, or some that I really like, and it's good to have like the companies in your YouTube feed so you can see which new artist comes up and you can just check it out if you like it or not. So when it comes to J-rock and even like some like metal and hardcore kind of bands that you don't really see much in Japan, is something that I find really interesting, because it's cool how they have like the same kind of vibe like American bands do, but it's just in Japanese and they mix their English words into it, and it's really catchy.
I really like that as well.
Yeah, me too. Like they're really trying hard, and I feel like they deserve the attention that they want to get. But yeah, actually, I really like that.
Some of the bands that I actually did look up tend to be more towards that vein, or at least like rock to alternative.
Yeah.
The pop is also not something that I listen to a lot, unless it's any anime openings that I got addicted to, like the Our Heart Ride opening that I have on my iPod, and I listen to it constantly. But I wouldn't want to listen to a whole album of that stuff.
Yeah.
And so I think the last ones that I actually looked into were I don't know if they say the letters or if they say the name, but Sid, that put out the Shingeki no Bahamut opening, which was amazing.
Yeah.
So I listened to a lot of other stuff that they made because of that on YouTube. But I kind of got to that point in which I think I like the opening song better than the others. I just ended up not getting their other stuff. But there are some artists that I got through anime or related to anime that I ended up listening more to, and that's usually, I have a very like select taste, even though it's not in a specific genre. So if I want something that's like female voice that's very pretty, I will go listen to Lisa or Nano. If I want something that's like super intense with a lot of voices and that musically it interests me because I have a music background, I will listen to Fiction Junction or Calafina, because they are a band that was created by one of my favorite composers in the anime world. So
that's interesting.
And then if I want something more like a male voice, I will listen to some of Grand Rodeo or The Gazette, but The Gazette, usually I only like the Kuroshitsuji openings, honestly.
I looked them up before as well, but then I was like, it's the same with Fear and Loathing in Vegas. They have good openings and endings for anime, but some songs that they have on albums, I'm like, no, this isn't what I was looking for. You have that a lot with some of the bands that do openings and endings. But then you have the ones that are really good, like you said, like Gran Rodeo, or the ones that have done the openings for free. I can't remember. Old Codex, there's like some really good
Codex
ones
as well. And Uberworld is one that for me goes way back, even though I don't follow their career at all, because actually one of the things that you were saying earlier really resonated with me, because Bleach openings were one of the first that I listened to, all of them, and I wanted all of them, and a lot of them are really, really good. And this, I think it's the second one, which is I call it the Hitsugaya opening, because that's when Hitsugaya showed up, and the opening was so cool. Is by Uberworld.
That was a really good one.
It's one of my favorites, and it's one of the first ones that I listened, that I learned the lyrics to. And then recently with Arslan, I went back to listening to them. Even though I hadn't for ages.
Oh man. There's a lot of like bands as well that you know from the past and then come back and you're like, oh my god, I remember this. Like that's really cool to see them back and to see that they're still in like the music stuff, like they're still doing that. So that's really cool to see. But yeah, I guess we kind of, what's like your favorite band or like the one that you go to back the most? And not even bands, like it could be just an artist.
I'm not sure if I have one. I think my approach at this point is I made a playlist in which I get all of the. It doesn't have to be anime per se, but all of the Japanese music, be it Japanese in English or in Japanese or with a mix or whatever.
Yeah.
So I have the openings there, and I have stuff by Goose House. So maybe Goose House is the one that I go back to over and over, just because they have really good voices and they're very talented, but they also cover a large range of styles of music.
Yeah.
So I can listen to them without getting tired, which is something that doesn't happen for a lot of other bands for me. It doesn't have to be Japanese, just in general.
Yeah.
One of the things that really bothers me is if a band or singer, like, everything sounds kind of the same.
Yeah.
So I'd rather either have a mix that's really varied, and that's what I do with my openings and all of that, or I will just play a band that I know will have plenty of stuff that I can listen to. And so that's Goose House for me. I just go to Goose House and I play the whole cover list that they have and their originals and whatever.
Yeah, I think mine is definitely One OK Rock, although they have never done openings and endings for anime. But the brother of the singer of One OK Rock is in My First Story, and they have done the ending for Nobunaga Concerto, which was really, really good, and I'm so glad I found it. So those two bands are definitely the ones that I keep up with the most. Also Hello Sleepwalkers, because I just got addicted to that because of Noragami.
They're really good.
And it was so good, so I immediately bought the album because it was that nice. And then, yeah, those three are definitely the ones when it comes to Japanese rock that I keep updated with, like, at all times. Whenever a new video is out or a new album, I want it, and I want to see it, like, immediately. But for other ones, like you said, when it comes to J-pop, I don't like the fact that it kind of sounds the same as well. Like, that is mainly my problem with that kind of stuff, because... Yeah. Like, I don't get the albums for those. I'm just gonna say it like that. Like, I do get some songs, but never get full albums because I'm afraid it will kind of sound the same and I will get tired of it really easily, and that's not what I want.
I think we're also, like, both of us aren't really pop people.
Yeah, true.
So, it's just a preference kind of thing. For me, it tires me more to hear pop than to hear something like rock or metal-like stuff. But that's just because that's my preference. Yeah. I haven't collected music in a long time, though. Well, honestly, like, in all honesty.
Yeah.
I would really like to, but I haven't in a very long time. But I think, like, it's really interesting to me that One OK Rock has never done anime stuff, because in my head, it's placed in the same, like, little square that has all my openings and endings. Because it's that style of music, and it's also really good. And I don't know how I found them.
I think I sent it to you. I'm not too sure, but I think I listened to it a lot before, like when we started talking. And I remember putting it on Twitter quite a lot, like the band and stuff.
Maybe that's why. I don't know. It's always been a mystery to me. Maybe you're completely right, and I just forgot that you sent me those, because you sent me a lot of music for me to check out, which is great. But then I forgot, like, which ones you sent me, which ones I found on YouTube. Like, some stuff I found out through other stuff. And going back to Goose House, there are some songs that they cover that I get interested to check the original. And that's how I found Bump of Chicken, which is like the best name in the history of bands.
Oh, wow.
And then, curiously, like, the season after, or 2 seasons after, they did the opening for...
Your Lie in April?
No, not Goose House. Bump of Chicken did Kekai Sensen.
Oh.
That's how I found them. And that's also how I found Canaboom.
Oh, yeah,
I like one of the last ones that I have been checking out, because I really, really like the song that they covered, which I think is from Naruto, actually, which I don't watch, but it's fine because the song is amazing. And now they have done Bokudake opening, and it's
wait, Kanabun, didn't they? Oh, yeah, that's...
Isn't it?
I was thinking, wasn't it The Perfect Insider that they did? I'm not too sure. Yeah.
Yes, they did that one for sure. Now I'm not sure who did. Now I have to check Bokudake.
Yeah. Okedake, oh man, that one is actually in my top 10 openings for this
Yeah,
season because
it's
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 really good.
great, and I think you're right. I don't think it's kind of when I was thinking about the Perfect Insider.
Yeah. Yeah, but that one was really good as well. I really like that. Like every season, there's so many good songs that you're like,
This
oh my
season has
god.
so many good openings. Like
Yeah, it's really hard for me to
the
choose.
anime that are really good have really good openings.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
So it's just really impressive. And you were saying that for you, K-pop was a whole different story. So why don't you tell us that story?
That's just because I
It's Asian
think,
Kung Fu Generation. That's it.
yeah, that one, yeah. When it comes to pop, I like K-pop so much more. Well, I'm kind of obsessed with it because I feel like they do everything better. The music videos are more over the top. They do better dances. The beat is always like on point for me, which is something important for me. Like it has to be catchy. It has to stay in my head when it comes to pop music, and I don't get tired of it. So that's really good for me when it comes to K-pop. I basically got into K-pop because of YouTube as well. I remember watching Big Bang's Fantastic Baby because that one was super popular because of the video clip being insane and then like having makeup and different colors of hair and all of that stuff, and people were like, "What is this?" So I saw that one, and when I saw that video, I was like, "Oh man, this is my thing." Like I don't usually, like back then I was still like really into like the metal and hardcore scene, and then listening to that I was like, oh man, I really like this. Like I don't know if this is something for me. Like maybe I shouldn't like this, but I do really like it. So because of that I started looking at more K-pop related groups, but obviously when you look it up on YouTube you will have suggestions. So I had a lot of like suggestions on there which were like Shiny and all the members of Big Bang, like their solo projects and all of that stuff. So because of that, I got really into it and I just kept looking up more songs. And it's also, it sounds weird, but it's also because of reaction videos, because a lot of people react to K-pop because it's that weird. And whenever I saw it pop up in my YouTube feed, I was like, huh, why are they reacting to this? Like, it must be a special video or something like that. So, because of that, I also discovered a lot of like K-pop groups. But saying K-pop, like, I think it's weird that there's also a lot of bands actually in Korea that have like rock music and stuff that I also like. I haven't found too many though, but the ones that I've heard are interesting as well. But when it comes to rock, I still think that Japan does it kind of better. Maybe they're more out there when it comes to that genre. I don't know, because Korea is obviously known for their K-pop, so I think that's more like in the spotlight there. But yeah, that's kind of my story for K-pop. I just got more obsessed with it like the last few years because I got reminded by people that it existed. So I was like, oh, cool. Yeah, that's kind of my story. But yeah, you didn't really get into it, did you?
Not too much. I have like this weird phenomenon with K-pop, which
Mm-hmm.
is there are contexts in which I really like K-pop. For instance, I know that for some of the conventions that I've went to here in Portugal, they would play some K-pop,
Mm-hmm.
or and a lot of the flash mob dances that
Oh
they made
yeah.
us do there, which is one of my favorite parts of our conventions here, were around K-pop songs. Not necessarily. It started with Caramel Dancing, which isn't
Yeah,
even
yeah.
a Japanese or a Korean song. It's apparently like from Sweden or whatever, and then
Yeah.
got picked up by someone who crossed it, and now it's basically part of anime culture. Um, so it started from there, and then they started mixing other songs like K-pop and Japanese themes and stuff that's just like silly for us to dance to. And in those contexts, I get really addicted to K-pop songs, and then I'll search for them and I'll listen to them a lot for like 2 weeks, and then I'm done with them.
Hmm.
Uh, and the other thing is there's like a couple times in a year in which I will just really feel like listening to that specific type of
Yeah.
music. So I'll just go on YouTube and choose a playlist and I listen to it, and it's fine. But it's not something that compels me to like go look for more.
Hmm.
So with anime, I at least get the like, oh, this song is really good, so I need to at least look into it or know the name of the band or learn the lyrics for this one.
Yeah.
And I don't really have the same experience with K-pop because I don't we don't have a lot of Korean animation coming out that
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh, this they made this song for this.
That's true, yeah.
But I think I first learned about K-pop more or less the same way that you did. Like
Mm.
some anime YouTubers or people that did stuff like that that I watched would react to it, or some of them really liked, so they also made videos about it, or dance covers, which is
Yeah.
something that one of the few times that I looked into K-pop a lot was because of dance covers,
Mm-hmm.
because I saw some that were really, really cool, and I was like, I wonder how this started.
Yeah, that's something that
Um,
I really like about K-pop. Like
yeah,
the dancing is super cool and it makes you want to dance yourself because
yeah,
it's just so oh, it looks so perfect. They put so much time into it to learn
I
it as
know, and I
well.
know that like my body would never be able to do it
Yeah.
like that because I am a ballet dancer. So you tell
Mhm.
me you have to shake your booty like that, I'm like, I don't know how that works. But it looks so neat and it looks so fun too, which is a very important part for me.
Mhm.
Because when you see like pop artists in American or European videos,
Mhm.
a lot of the times it doesn't look like a fun thing for me to
Yeah,
dance. And
that's
they
true.
look like they're having a blast, and that's really cool.
The thing that I also like compared to like American, I guess hip hop or R&B or pop, is that they're not that sexualized either, and that's what I like. Sometimes they are, like
Sometimes they
the
are,
girls
yeah.
can be like pretty much like that, but the guys
Yeah.
will usually just be having fun and dancing together, and I just love that stuff. I
I
just
think it's
love
just
it.
a lot more subliminal
Mm.
because if you like actually look into the culture behind pop artists in Korea or idols in Japan, it's actually not as fun as it looks.
Oh yeah, I
It's
know.
like it's just showbiz,
Mhm.
which is fine. I mean, we all know that, and that's important. But I don't know. It's one of those things that I also get from idol shows. Like if I watch idol
Mhm.
shows, I'll get super into the musics and the dances, and I'll be like, that sounds like so much fun and friendship and stuff. But then I think about what it really is like, and
Yeah.
I'm like, nah.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I kind of hate about that kind of stuff is that I always wonder if they are truly happy doing this or not. Like I have the feeling that they would be in the beginning because they chose for this. Like people know how the contracts work. People know
Yeah.
that people have been stuck with all of those like big management contracts and stuff. So you kind of know what you're getting started at, but I can see how people get mistreated and stuff in that industry, and then it kind of makes me sad when I see news about that, and then I'm
Yeah.
kind of like they're making so much good music and they're doing their best and they deserve better than that, but I mean, at the end it's all about the music and like what people think of it and the views and all of that stuff, but
Yeah. I
yeah.
mean, I guess in a way, we can't really judge it too much because it's kind of the same process that goes down with pop like groups in America and Europe.
Mm.
It's like we're gonna create this boys band or girls band around these people that look really, really pretty compared to normal human
Yeah.
beings, even though they don't sing that well, and will just produce it very well, which is fine. It's like one section of the industry. It's just like for me, I think that Japan and Korea tend to fake better that happiness. It looks like so
Yeah.
much more enjoyable to me than a lot of the Western videos.
Hmm.
But that's just my perception. It doesn't mean that it's actually better over there.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. But yeah.
But yeah, the choreographies are a lot more fun in my opinion as well.
Hmm.
And as you were saying, some of them don't aren't as sexualized, but then you have like
You have
size
some that have.
videos and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. Like you have also like videos in K-pop where there's like sometimes it's 18 or I think it's 21 there, I'm not too sure, plus that people can watch, and then sometimes they will like kind of change the video so younger people can watch it, which is understandable and I respect that. And I kind of can see why they want to do like dances like that because they in Korea they actually call it American dance when it's like dirty and stuff. So for
Yeah.
a reason, I guess. But I can see why they want to do that as well, because I guess a lot of like K-pop artists look up to the people in America as well, because it is pretty big. Like the genre is pretty big, like all over the world.
Yeah. I also think there's a lot of like deeper social connotations that I'm not aware of because I don't know about South Korea too much and like I've never been there. But there's a lot of that feeling of liberation towards North Korea and also like Japan and China. So
Yeah.
like I've heard people say that South Korea is like they suddenly realize they can do whatever they want and they're free and happy. Whereas Japan still has a lot of, I mean, it's not like it's less free. It's just, it's not super new that they're free, and also they have all of that social like pride of they can't show their emotions or being too out there and stuff like that, unless they're in variety shows.
I guess, yeah.
So,
but even
I don't
then,
know.
I mean,
But
even in shows and stuff, they have to like watch out what they say or do.
yeah, I don't know. It's just different, and I'm sure someone who knows a lot more about that than me would explain how that reflects in the music and the culture and all of that. But I don't know. We just have the end results, and I think you're kind of right that usually Korea does pop better, at least in terms of popularity.
Oh yeah, for sure. It is because of the whole package, because they just have like
Yeah.
the pretty people, like Korean people are some of the most beautiful people in the world.
They have such perfect skin and stuff. And I know that
Yeah.
a lot of it is plastic surgery because plastic surgery is super accepted there.
I don't know. I haven't really looked into that a lot because it doesn't
There are like
interest me.
a lot of
so-
people that their 18 or 20-year-old president is getting plastic surgery.
Yeah,
So
it is
it's
really
just, like,
common there, yeah.
Very different.
That's true. But I mean, I guess in a way I could understand because Korea has this thing as like, oh, the most perfect people and but beautiful skin and blah blah blah. And I can see if there's like someone there who is like, oh man, I don't have this skin, like I don't look like this, I'm super ugly. I would feel down as well.
Yeah.
If I would live there, I think, because everyone looks so good.
Yeah, it's also hard. Like, there's a lot of pressure in that sense as well. But
for sure.
I mean, we're not there, so we get to just be those people that judge from afar and go like, they make better music and they're prettier than other people.
All right. Well, I guess that's kind of it. I don't know if you wanted to say
That
something
took a
else.
very weird turn.
Yeah, but I mean, it's interesting. So it's
Yeah,
fine.
I think we could end with just like talking about saying some of our favorite openings or ending songs, just so that people can check them out if they're curious.
Yeah, that sounds good. Well, I have mentioned Hello Sleepwalkers before, so that one is definitely one of my all-time favorites. So the first opening of Noragami, also the second one is really, really good. It's kind of like the kind of like the same genre when it comes to music, and it's really good. I really, really like it. I will give it over to you now. We can say each some.
Okay. If you like Lisa, which a lot of people do because she's amazing, not a lot of people have watched Daybreak Illusion. And don't watch the show, but listen to the opening because it's by Lisa and it's really, really good. I actually think I like it better than the most well-known Lisa songs.
Yeah, she has a lot of... Well, didn't she do one for Sword Art Online that was super popular?
Yeah, she did. Yeah. She did Sword Art Online stuff a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, she's really
Another
good.
one?
Nano is a really good one. She has openings or endings. It kind of depends, but every time she makes a song, it's super catchy. And she has made a song with My First Story as well, like with the guy who sings, and it's so good. Like I have every album of her so far, and it's just... I do have to say sometimes it kind of sounds the same, like some of her songs, but for her I don't mind because I really like her voice and I really like how her English is almost perfect whenever she sings as well.
Yeah.
And that's really good because sometimes you have these bands that try to sing English and you're like, oh wait, was that English or was that Japanese? I'm not too sure. But she does it really well, so Nano is definitely one of my favorites as well.
Yeah, for me, go watch the Batum openings by Nano. That's my Nano songs. just like fast openings, I guess. Go listen both to the opening and the ending of Chrono Crusade, which is kind of old at this point, but it's one of the first ones that I started by listening to a lot. A lot, like a lot. It's still one of my favorites. Another one?
God, there's so many though. The one you mentioned for Auharerai is really good. Chico featuring Honeyworks is that one.
Yes.
It's really, really good. It's just really...
Honeyworks does a lot of cutesy, like, romance shoujo themes.
That's what I like about, like, shoujo openings, because it's really, really sweet every time, and it sticks in your head, and it really fits, like, the animation and stuff every time as well. So when you, like... Normally I don't listen to this music, but when I see a shoujo and the song is playing, it reminds me of the show, and because of that, I do want the song. So
cute. I have that relationship as well with some of the Oran and Harukato or Sakura songs.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's it.
Yeah, there's like a lot more, and I'm pretty sure people know kind of which ones we like. So yeah, I hope
we like all of them. A lot of them.
there's so many. We don't have enough time to like tell you all of them, obviously. And obviously all of the Kuroko no Basket and Haikyuu openings are the best.
Oh, so. Of course. Like sports anime has some sports anime. Like, more hype-inducing songs.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
It's just, everything is great.
Okay, so I want to mention...
And the silly ones are also the best.
Oh, the silly ones?
Yes, like Kokuri-san.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
Death Parade, or...
Of course, yeah. That's something that we really like. Okay.
The lovely complex one.
Yes, enough miana. I'm gonna make an announcement now, because miana will be in Belgium actually when this video is out. So we will be able to hang out in real life, finally. Like after 3 years, something like that. I don't know. I'm not good with time. Yeah, after a long time. So you will see videos with both of us like in the same room soon. So that will be cool. Yeah, we're gonna do a lot of fun stuff, and we will update you guys about that on Twitter as well. I'm pretty sure you will see pictures and all of that stuff. So yeah. Oh yeah, right. Next time we will actually be discussing Hunter x Hunter. So I think a lot of people will like that as well, because a lot of people on my channel tend to like Hunter x Hunter because I'm obsessed. So
I love Hunter x Hunter, so that's fine.
Yeah. So yeah, you can look forward to that next time. You can also let us know your favorite bands. Doesn't matter if it's Kpop or Jrock or whatever it is. You can just let us know. Maybe there will be some that we don't know yet, and we can look them up and like discover new stuff. That would be cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we will see you next Sunday. Bye!